The first step to actually getting rid of your YouTube addiction is to figure out what you want. You just have to figure out your purpose. You can't really do anything. You can't really get rid of any addiction or start any good habit unless you know why. And that's why a lot of people fail with things like dieting and weight loss and exercising. It's because they don't know why. And so the exercise and diets just feel like a chore. But if you know why you're doing it, if you know who you're doing it for, why you're doing it, what your mission is that you need to do it for, if you know these things, then it becomes so much easier to be able to eliminate any addiction. And the way you do that, David Deida, an author of the book called The Way of the Spirit Man, he basically explains that all you have to do is you just have to sit. You just sit and ponder. Literally just sit down with no distractions, no phone, no YouTube, no TV, and then you just wait for it to come. And it may take a day, it may take a week, it may take a month. But pretty much, you can't really do anything until you figure that out. And I gotta be honest, when I was addicted to TV and all the entertainment stuff, I was not willing to sit down. Not at all. Because I remember I tried this exercise. I actually tried and sat down, and I couldn't do it. It was way too difficult, which is why you gotta actually figure out what kind of desire you have. Back when I was in that trap, that pit of misery, I remember I wanted to get better at soccer, and I also wanted to build a nice physique. So those were my desires. I didn't really know if that was my purpose or not, but I just pursued those desires. So that's what you should do. Everyone's why is different. It may be for your kids. It may be for yourself. It may be for your kids and yourself. I don't know. But once you figure out your why and your purpose, then just start watching videos related to that. And here's why. Because watching these lifting videos, they were entertaining. So it basically, it filled the mind with entertainment. So I was satisfied on that end. But at least now I was being able to actually learn about what I wanted. And there's two benefits to this. The first benefit is it actually starts to wire your brain. When you're just watching mindless entertainment, then you're not getting any benefit. Your mind is just turning to pudding. But when you watch these educational videos, you're actually getting benefit because it's actually like wiring your mind and it's actually teaching you stuff. Yes, it's not very, very great and you're still kind of turning to pudding, but at least it's wiring your mind to think about like lifting weights or soccer, whatever it may be. And then the second benefit to this is eventually, once you actually start taking action in real life. Let's say, I remember when I started to lift weights, I would wake up in the morning, go to the gym, go to school, and then I would just watch YouTube for the rest of the day. But on YouTube, I was watching videos on lifting weights. And I gotta admit, after a while, I started to get frustrated. Because it is really frustrating if you're watching all these videos of people taking action and you have this desire and you're not taking any action. So I started getting frustrated. I'm like, man, why am I watching a video on someone playing soccer when I could be outside actually playing soccer myself? So that's the second benefit. That's what you want to get to. You want to get to the point where you actually get frustrated at yourself for watching YouTube videos. And if you are already at that point, well then, here's the recommendation. Here's what you got to do. First, you actually have to have a desire to actually want to quit your YouTube addiction. It may sound silly, but that's true. You have to have a desire. And then the second, you have to actually choose to do it. You have to actually make a decision. This is key. Without these two things, nothing else matters. You can get off this video right now if you will not do these two things. You have to have a desire, which by you clicking on the video, you probably already have a desire. Now you have to actually choose. This is the hardest part. I remember I was sitting downstairs one time a couple months ago, and I knew I was addicted to all these educational videos. And I said, man, I want to get off of this. I know that it'd be so much better if I just watch YouTube, or if I just read books, or if I meditate or do whatever. I want to do this. But I was kind of like on the fence. I didn't really know what to do. And then right there, I made a firm decision. I decided. I said, okay, I will eliminate my YouTube addiction. This is key. This is key. Without this, nothing else matters. So once you make the decision, then what you do is you have to start logging. So get out a piece of paper and label it YouTube log, and then put it in your room, and then every single time you watch a video, starting now, you log it. All right, pause the video right now Go get a piece of paper and actually log. Start your log right now and log this very video. You watched a video on how to quit your YouTube addiction. Why? And then you say why you did that. Say why you clicked on the video. If you're not going to do this, if you're not going to pause the video right now, leave. So I remember the first time I started this actual thing was when I was still watching YouTube videos on how to make certain edits on this editing software that I use. And even though that was still educational and it was strictly just for my own benefit, I still logged it. I logged every single video that I watched. And then here's the thing. You have to say why. So I would say, okay, I watched this video on how to make this edit. And then I said, I did this because I needed to learn how to do it for this YouTube video. That's important because it makes you aware. And then on times where I actually failed and I watched like this dumb video that I shouldn't have watched, I say, okay, I watched this video, but then I watched it because, I don't know, I just had a desire and I clicked on it. When you write that down, you become so self-aware of how YouTube makes you so addicted. Because then the next step, once you do all of this, is you have to destroy your feed. Literally destroy it. And the way you do that is a very difficult challenge. I gotta admit, when I first did this challenge, I failed. So what you have to do is you have to go on YouTube, go on the homepage, and then read every single title. Look at every single thumbnail. And then do not click. It will be so tempting, but if you can stay aware, you can be like, I remember when I had my feed all about entrepreneurship and business, I was looking at all of the different things, all the different titles, and I wanted to click so bad. I was asking myself, why do I want to click on this so bad? And it was because I literally thought that I could not succeed in business or entrepreneurship unless I clicked on this video and watched it. I genuinely thought it was impossible. I genuinely thought I needed to hear this information. Once you become aware of that, it actually makes you feel gross about YouTube. Just today, I was scrolling on YouTube because I needed to look up a video on this specific thing. And I was looking at my feed after I destroyed it, and I just see all the things. I'm like, man, this is terrible. And like, I no longer feel drawn to click on it. Yes, I do feel drawn to click on it, but I no longer feel so controlled to click on a certain video anymore. And that is so empowering. If you can get to that point, all you have to do is just look at the homepage and read everything and then be aware of how you're feeling. Maybe even write it down on a journal and then refresh the page. And then just do this exercise multiple times. And the first time I did it, I actually failed. I actually clicked on a video because I felt like I needed to watch it so bad. And then I was like, what is going on? Oh, get the frick out of here. Get out of here. And that's because that video was useless. Just like every other YouTube video, including this video you're watching right now, useless. Because it's just an addiction. And the only reason why it would be useful is if you take immediate action, or action at least, which this video is useless unless you take action on anything that I tell you right now. And once you basically get to that point where you kind of feel disgusted and you're aware of, oh wow, these videos, I used to think I needed to watch these, but now it's like, man, I'm so much better off reading books. And that's the thing, you have to have a replacement. I would fail if I was not addicted to reading. I'm going to be honest. Last summer, I was getting into entrepreneurship and I was talking to my friend. I said, man, I'm not taking any action as a business owner because I'm too addicted to reading. I'm not even going to lie. I actually said that, which is so crazy because 2 years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have gotten disgusted if you said the word reading. Reading was the worst thing ever. But if you just find a replacement for YouTube, start reading. Start spending time with your family, start exercising, start doing whatever, then you are sure to succeed with eliminating your YouTube addiction.